Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Gracious good morning to you good people. It's your girl KB. You know what I do, and you know why I do it. It's Saturday morning. Here it is, August 31st, and it is 9:45 in the a.m. Check out the title: Hearing and Watching Silliness. Now, in order for you to fully appreciate the word silliness, I want you to imagine my grandmother's tone. Now, I know good and doggone well that you folks don't know my grandmother. So I'm going to do my best imitation of how Grandma pronounced the word silly when she was irritated. You're just being silly. Just downright silly. I don't understand. You're just being silly. See, it has a weird punctuation on the end. Silly. And that weirdness in the way she enunciated was like a cold slap in the face sometimes. And then if you really got on her nerves, you were beyond silly. You became simple. You're just being simple. And again, the way she punctuated words was like, oh my goodness. She never had to spank or hit or even correct. It's just the way, like I said, the way she pronounced words will be beating enough to give you some act right. Okay? So, silly and simple. And I'm going to tell you about my own because I want you to know that I always include myself in highlighting and accentuating things that need to be addressed. Okay, so here's my silly. Saw a recipe. Decided, oh, that sounds good. Let me try it. So the recipe was, you buy some store-bought cinnamon rolls, you unroll them, you insert a slice of bacon, and you roll them back up. And you proceed to cook these cinnamon rolls. And I said, oh, wow, that sounds good. That sounds kind of French toasty, you know. And then in the baking process, you add a little heavy cream to kind of swell these cinnamon rolls up. Notice I said in the baking process. Okay, now here's my silliness. I bought the cinnamon rolls that don't unroll. They were the kind that you bake, but they did not unroll, although they had the markings like you could. Okay, so I improvised a way to wrap this bacon around these cinnamon rolls. First mistake. Second mistake is I put the heavy whipping cream in the pan and then baked them. So I got doughy, burnt cinnamon rolls. Just silly. One, I had my computer, so I could have pulled up the recipe but didn't. Two, my improvisation created a mess, a doughy mess. And three, I'm going to try it again. But I'm going to buy the right cinnamon rolls and I'm going to have the instructions. Always follow the instructions. That's the lesson. Always refer to the written instructions. The words. The word. Now, my second example of silly is that, I tend to have gospel music on when I'm recording or reading my devotionals. So I'm trying to decide which music platform I'm going to use. So I'm fluctuating between Sirius and Pandora to find just the right ambiance, if you will. So I'm listening to Sirius for a minute, and there's an interview going on of a gospel artist. And this particular individual said, I'm trying to be obedient to God in everything that I do in life. And I was like, wow, that's refreshing. We're supposed to be obedient, And I like the fact that the artist said that they're trying, knowing that sometimes free will is as much a curse as it is a blessing. Because free will allow you to override some things that are clear instructions, right? Now, the person doing the interview, I'm just going to say, ugh. They said, oh, you're in your season of obedience. I didn't know there was a season of obedience. That is the whole point of picking up your cross. That is the whole point of a faith walk, is learning to deny self and following Christ. Upon the disciples' selection, they weren't even allowed to go home, change, say goodbye to family. They were to follow Christ. And they did. It wasn't a season. It was obedience on the spot. So please, read the word. Please, don't delude yourself into thinking obedience has seasons. Obedience is 365, 24/7. Amen. Yes, you have free will. But that on-off switch that some of us choose to use, I can tell you, if you overuse a switch, it will eventually short out. Obedience does not have a season, y'all. It's an evergreen. It's constant.